You can call me Sophie. You have been giving us, thank you so much. You have given us such a warm welcome. Merci, chers amis. Namaste. Thank you for the amazing welcome you have given our family. As you know, or maybe as you not know, we are here with our 3 kids. So Hadrian, who's 3.5, Ella Grace, who's 9, and Xavier, who's 10. And you know, we are here because of the work that we do. And yes, it is a political trip, but it goes way beyond the political. This is a human story, and it's part of our shared human story. On partage à chacun, à notre manière, le même chemin vers l'égalité et la justice. Et je vous remercie pour l'accueil chaleureux que vous nous avez réservé. That was in French, by the way. I want to share a message with you that I've been sharing for the past 20 years with girls that I've met around the world that have touched my heart and my soul. As we stand here together today, we must understand that whatever your path of difficulty, of resistance, and of suffering, or the troubles that you are going through, none of us here are afraid of them. None of us here truly, deeply judge one another because of it. Because when you come to think about it, there's not one type of human suffering that we haven't heard of or lived ourselves or know people who have gone through it. And I must say that, you know, during these last years in politics and the work that I was doing before in television, we've met very important people, even celebrities from across the planet, including Shah Rukh Khan. Yes, who was very nice. But I must say that the only time I am starstruck, the only time in my life that I see and I truly am inspired by people, it is by the young people of the world like you. You are not leaders of tomorrow, as we hear so often. You are leaders of today. And when people say, well, you know, you have a voice, you have a microphone, and people are listening. Yes, that's true. And I take that very responsibly, and I take it seriously. And I've got a job to do. But what I see from everywhere we've been is that real change happens in our daily lives. In our homes, in our schools, in our workplaces. That is where real change happens. And I have a question for you. I want you to think maybe of a moment of the past, or maybe it will come later, today or tomorrow or in a week. I ask you and I invite you to observe the inner conversation that happens within you when you are alone and no one's watching. How do you speak to yourself? Are you compassionate, kind, peaceful, listening to your needs? Or are you afraid, anxious, comparing yourself, never feeling good enough? Notice how you make yourself feel, because in every single one of us here, there is anger or jealousy or fear or anxiety, and there is joy and compassion and openness and love. You choose who is the real you by how you act with yourself and what you offer to others. And when we grow up in a culture where it's difficult to become ourselves because we keep being bombarded with images of bodies and personalities or celebrities that we won't even become in our lives. And that's not the point of life. So it's difficult to find yourselves. And know one thing, is that we become as human beings what we bring our attention to. What do you consume? What magazines do you read? Or TV that you look at? Or video games that you play? Or social media? Does it make you feel good? As children, you know exactly what should feel right, and what feels wrong, you must denounce and raise your voices, because we are listening and we care. I'm a mother of 3 kids. I know I'm not your mama, but I care, because you are your mothers and fathers and families' kids, but you are also our kids, and we are your allies, and we are here to help you along the way. Now, a poet that I love. She's Canadian, she's Indian. Her name is Rupi Kaur. She wrote, "I stand here on the sacrifices of 1,000,000 women before me, and I ask myself, what can I do to make the mountain taller so that the ones who come after me can see farther?" This is what we are meant to do. We are meant to rise each other, and when one falls, even if we can't see it or feel it, we all fall. We have to unite. And the next time you will think about that inner conversation, make sure that you have tenderness towards yourself. Make sure that even if we're raised in a society that tells girls to be a certain way, or act a certain way, or look a certain way, our boys, our fabulous boys who are meant to become wise, grounded, fearless, courageous, but also tender, compassionate, open-hearted boys and men and wise creatures. Yes! Here's to you! You are our allies on this quest for equality and justice, because when women rise, men and boys rise as well, families rise, and the world rises too.